Just before we start, let's have a look at Keir Starmer and the various things he said about Donald Trump over the years.
Of course, I wouldn't want Donald Trump round for dinner, but don't underestimate the danger to the world if Trump is re-elected this time around. I'm anti-Trump. I would like to send my warmest congratulations to President Trump on his inauguration as the 47th President of the United States.
Years. Step forward the real Keir Starmer. Difficult to know, really, isn't it? Although my suspicion is that the earlier version is probably closer to the truth than the last version.
Yes, lots of handbrake turns over the last few weeks, of course, since that presidential election win for Donald Trump. It was a barnstorming speech yesterday, wasn't it?
It was.
Donald Trump has never forgotten the contempt he faced, and the blatant rejection from the Labour Party has become a significant source of irritation for his pride. Throughout his presidency, the majority of Labour Party members didn't merely criticize his policies, they actively opposed him as if he were a foe on the battlefield. He resolutely announced his intention to deploy troops to the southern border to halt what he described as a disastrous invasion of the country, only to be met with mockery from them. The Labour Party seized every opportunity to denounce his immigration restrictions and depict him as an isolationist who fails to grasp the importance of Britain. Yet here lies the irony: Trump has consistently made his support for Britain clear. He championed Brexit, celebrated British culture, and even suggested the potential for special trade agreements.
Today I will sign a series of historic executive orders. I will declare a national emergency at our southern border. We will revoke the electric vehicle mandate. We are going to be changing the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. It will henceforth be the official policy of the United States government that there are only two genders. I will reinstate any service members who were unjustly expelled from our military for objecting to the COVID vaccine mandate, and we will pursue our manifest destiny into the stars, launching American astronauts to plant the stars and stripes on the planet Mars.
But Trump didn't stop there. Energy has emerged as yet another battleground where he actively asserts his influence. He vigorously advocates for policies designed to boost domestic production and lessen reliance on foreign imports. For Trump, energy independence transcends mere economics. It serves as a strong message that he envisions the United States as self-sufficient and untouchable, akin to a fortress safeguarding its interests. This approach has sparked intense discussions globally, but one thing is certain: Trump is delivering on his promises, and that is truly remarkable.
From Donald Trump. I had to wonder whether you had Elon Musk's WhatsApp when he came out with that line about common sense, Mike Gray, whether you'd been communicating with his inner circle, Donald Trump's inner circle. But make no mistake, Donald Trump isn't going to hang about. He's got an agenda. That agenda could start today, as early as today, when it's expected that Tom Homan, who's in charge of it, in border security and homeland security, is going to start finding, detecting, rounding up, use words what you will, to those who are in the United States illegally, and then deporting them. And the problem for Keir Starmer is, it's all very well doing the warm words now, congratulating Donald Trump.
As Trump once again captured attention with his bold actions on energy and immigration, Starmer's team remained mired in the turmoil of internal disputes, caught in what seemed like an endless loop. Some MPs are eager to rebuild relationships with the United States for the sake of trade and diplomacy, while others view Trump as too perilous to engage with, akin to a venomous snake best kept at arm's length. Starmer's attempts at compromise are breeding dissatisfaction among both his supporters and critics, leaving him feeling isolated. To complicate matters further, Trump has no intention of waiting for the Labour Party to sort itself out. He actively dismisses Starmer's attempts to forge connections, treating them as little more than meaningless chatter. For Trump, the Labour Party's past actions resonate far more powerfully than any reconciliation gestures Starmer might propose. This predicament poses not only a challenge for the Labour Party, but also a significant threat to the UK's future on the global stage.
And this is with Queen Elizabeth. Right here, who was fantastic, by the way. These images, I mean, who has images like this? And these were relationships, too. Look, here's now the King. Here's Charles with the guard. And this is the Queen, Queen Elizabeth. It's a piece of history at the highest level. Look, it's Charles. So beautiful. and they'll see the most beautiful places in the world. There are no places like this. And hopefully he's going to be well, because he's a really good person. Camilla is fantastic. And you get to know him so well. This is your favorite president with the Queen. She was unbelievable. She was great. We had a very good relationship, really good.
However, the animosity from the Labour Party was so palpable that they never allowed him the opportunity to become an ally. Reflecting on Queen Elizabeth, who embodied greatness, Trump underscores that moments like meetings with the royal family are not merely ceremonial, they represent a significant part of history at the highest level. He speaks of King Charles and how they explore the most breathtaking places on earth together, places that are truly unique. What exacerbated this situation? The Labour Party didn't just oppose Trump, they resorted to personal attacks, treating it as a game devoid of any respect. They mocked his speeches, boycotted his visits, and accused him of inciting conflict. For someone like Trump, who takes pride in his loyalty and negotiation skills, such treatment has become a deep, unhealed wound. The Labour Party made it abundantly clear that they were not his allies, leaving a lasting scar on his psyche.
Listen, my advice to Keir Starmer is to stop being an idiot, because, listen, Keir Starmer and half of the cabinet voted against President Trump's state visit last time round.
How worried are you about that, and where Keir Starmer is going to be on the pecking list of who is an important Western leader to work with Donald Trump?
Others have been so abusively rude about Trump over the years. What, in goodness sake's name, is the Mayor of London, Sadiq Khan, a Labour Mayor of London, doing on the eve of the inauguration, saying Trump coming to power is resurgent fascism?
Trump's discontent with the Labour Party is deeply rooted in both personal grievances and political disagreements. Keir Starmer, as the leader of the Labour Party, finds himself in an incredibly challenging position, almost as if he is caught in a vice. Under his leadership, the party has not only failed to alter its stance toward Trump, but many members of parliament continue to vehemently criticize his policies, treating it as their personal mission. The issue extends beyond mere differences. The party is struggling to maintain unity, much like a ship sinking in turbulent waters. Starmer's efforts to project strength and vision are undermined by the harsh reality of internal divisions. Labour MPs clash with Starmer over critical issues, and these conflicts hinder his progress on the international stage.
There is, this is a problem. I'd also say, you mentioned immigration. The economy is such a big one here, because Donald Trump is facing in completely the opposite direction when it comes to the tone he's going to be setting with the US economy. He's going to be cutting taxes. He's going to be trying to stimulate economic growth by encouraging businesses to expand their plants, expand their operation in the United States. As he said, simply put, he's going to put America first. Contrast that against Keir Starmer and Rachel Reeves' policy, what we saw in the budget on October the 30th, when they put taxes up by £40 billion. We've got businesses, Shore Capital's in the papers, and analysts in the...
Now consider Starmer, who remains indecisive, pondering his next moves. While Trump confidently puts his policies into action, Starmer appears to be in a state of limbo. His strategies on crucial issues like energy and trade seem unclear, and his focus appears scattered, as if he's wandering through a maze. This contrast is as stark as night and day. Trump's resolve positions him as the leading figure in US-British relations, leaving little room for flexibility. If Starmer hopes to preserve Britain's role in this partnership, he must act swiftly and decisively like never before. The larger issue is that Trump is not waiting around, he is charging ahead, and his decisions are reshaping the global landscape. The real question is whether Starmer can keep up with this rapid pace, or if he will continue to fall behind while Trump solidifies his status as a successful leader. The divide between their approaches is only growing, and it's difficult to envision how Starmer can bridge that gap without significant changes. Share your thoughts in the comments, and see you next time.